It just rolls down my chest into my chest there. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Share the Backline, the podcast where two washed up local musicians wax poetic about gripes, triumphs, and the mundane. I'm your host, O'Brien.
And Beardley.
All right, episode number
15. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. Sorry about last week.
What happened last week?
Last episode, I should say. My computer decided to kill itself. No, I can't say that.
You got the episode out on time, though.
I did, but I was up until like 3 a.m. editing on Thursday night.
Yeah, we actually didn't think we were going to get it. I didn't think I was going to be able to edit it. Oh.
Yeet. That pen was dead. No. So I sold some stuff from my computer, like fans and my cooler and everything. But when I pulled out my cooler, it bent a bunch of pins. Mm-hmm. So I had to get a new CPU. And then Mr. O'Brien over here came and saved the day.
Bent the pins back.
Yeah, I showed him a video. I'm like, hey, can you do this? He's like, yeah. And it worked.
I got good eyes. You got one of those, what are they called? The extra hands or whatever?
Helping hand.
Helping hands, yeah. It has the little like pincers and a magnifying glass. I felt like a jeweler, like a watch repair. I was like, dude, we can appraise jewelry now.
Yeah.
Have a little side gig. Yeah, I was shocked because the last I heard on Thursday night was you were like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it done.
Well,
and then in the morning, you sent it to me. I was like, oh, shit. Nice.
It wasn't just my computer dying. It was I was like super sick all week. My kids were sick. My wife got sick. I got sick. And I'm still like, I'm not sick. I'm just getting over it.
Yeah.
Like I got that post-nasal drip, cough and stuff, and it's the worst.
Yeah. Ugh.
All
right, so let's get into it. What?
I heard your sniffles, dude. Are you getting
sick? Oh,
sick?
shit. No, I'm good. That's what I said. When you said your kids were sick, I was like, oh, that means we're going to get sick in a couple of weeks.
So, but yeah, that's why there was no clips or anything.
We can knock right on wood here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there was no clips. Just that video you took while we were doing the pod.
Yeah, which was pretty funny, I think.
Yeah. I thought, dude, not to keep like talking about the last episode, but I thought it was, while we were recording it, I was like, oh, is this dragging? Because I just had like my topics or whatever. But when we listened back, it was all right. It wasn't bad. Yeah. So you're welcome.
One last thing about last episode, dude. And that's it, I promise.
We're just going to keep plugging the previous episode every time we do a new one.
Yeah, it's going to be 45 minutes of a previous episode plug and then 15 minutes of new content.
Yeah, we got to do like post cliffhangers to make people want to go back and listen. Oh, I better check that
out. Walking Blind, dude. Are they still falling?
Dude, they're on there.
We got a staple gun.
If I ever sell this house, whoever buys it is just going to have the deal.
Walking Blind, dude. We shook them. They're shaking in their little Walking Blind boots.
Mm-hmm. Walking boots.
Because they know Del Taco's better than Taco Bell, dude. Nah, but for real, go check them out. They have a really nice mug.
Yeah, they have cool coffee mugs. Basically like that, but the nice ones with like the cork and stuff on the bottom.
Yeah, and it has their logo on it. And they dropped the price. It was like $25. They dropped it down to $20. But because of us... You get an extra 15% off if you use code Taco Bell. So go check it out. Buy one, support them. They're really good dudes. It's just
they're flexing on us because we don't have merch
yet.
All right, hopefully I hit the right button.
Nice.
Boom.
Hell yeah.
I didn't page my phone that time.
Yeah. Go check them out. Help them. Support them. They're really good dudes, even though they are on the
losing end in this battle.
Yeah. We got a comment on our post. It's like
got him cornered.
The fact that Del Taco uses real beans, like there's no competition between them and Taco Bell.
The beans are crucial, man. Like if you have fucking flake beans, they used to have a commercial about slow cooking the beans. Remember that guy? It's like slow cooking the beans.
They still do it, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But we were you showed me a post. I wanted to bring this up. You showed me a post about the No Fear t-shirts. It was like, was a meme in the 90s I wore a No Fear t-shirt, but truth be told, there was a little fear. But he started talking like, yeah, there was all kinds of things back then people would just wear, and like I guess it still happens today, but the no fear shirts was that's a fucking sick throwback. Having no fear t-shirts or no fear stickers, you still see them every once in a while, but there are a lot of stickers out there that I see that I was like, oh, is that like some kind of club, or what do you have to do to get that sticker? Like having a no fear sticker on your truck or wearing a t-shirt or whatever, it's like there has to be some kind of like a obstacle course. You basically have to go through fear. You have to go through fear factor. All right, you have to like be buried in a coffin filled with spiders or something. You gotta like jump out of an airplane.
Eat testicles.
Yeah,
be bull
mugged,
testicles.
Be mugged at gunpoint.
I have no fear. And then Joe Rogan comes out, gives you a no fear shirt.
Yeah, then you get a no fear shirt. And then when you see, that's why it has more gravitas. When you see them, you're like, oh shit, that guy went through some shit. Then it have to be like a verified sticker.
Yeah,
it's one of those like little pull tabs, and it's like, this is a verified no fear guy. And what was the other one? Bad Boys Club. Do you remember that one?
I don't remember Bad
Boys.
Like
a
oh
guy with
yes,
yes.
Okay,
and then it looked like the flying hellfish kind of.
Yeah,
and like spiky hair. Like what are the prerequisites to be able to wear or have a Bad Boys Club sticker on your car?
Half of your wardrobe has to be cut off sleeves.
Yeah, you got to be the one that does the armed robbery. Mugs the no fear guy.
That's the next step, dude.
Yeah, you got to deal with the Bad Boys Club to get the no fear shirt.
Yeah, and then you graduate to the Bad Boys Club, and then it's
They didn't have a TV show though.
And then well, okay, I'm ashamed to admit this, but I guess it's Mountain High, right? The sticker where it looks like a mountain.
Yeah, it's like a one line just.
Yeah. Forever, I thought that was the Wonder Years logo. You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah. There's another one too. It's the Lake Arrowhead Brewery, and it's just like down the street.
Yeah,
not down the street, but like in Arrowhead. We just revealed where we are. Our secret bunker podcast location. Shit. But. Yeah, people always because it looks like you're like the Dodgers logo, the LA, like that, but it's the A is the arrowhead.
Dude, why are all my pens dead? Sorry.
How do you collect pens?
And they're all dead.
Like that's your hobby. It's collecting pens. Just use a Sharpie. But yeah, people always ask like, oh, where did I get that like LA mountain sticker? And it's like, oh, bro, it's Lake Arrowhead Brewery.
You gotta know. You gotta be invited.
They're fucking good though. They have like a little pop up there. It's like a little vegan food truck. Bomb. They just make like fucking gordo shit, like, just, like like fucking fries with all kinds of. It's all vegan, but it's like covered in chili and cheese and like these fat juicy burgers and stuff. So it was like everyone always talks about like vegan food. Oh, you're gonna eat fucking a kale smoothie or whatever. It's like no, it's like for me not eating meat. It's an animal thing, you know. I just like I could give a shit about myself. I'll eat those fucking chemicals, whatever. Like, just give me a fat fucking juicy burger that no cow had to die for. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so it's there's definitely like a different angle to attack that kind of that diet. It's like sometimes you just want to blizz out, dude. Go to Wiener Schnitzel,
dude. Another thing I'm ashamed to admit, and I think we talked about this already. It's like, what? How come you can eat eggs, dude? You won't eat chicken, but you can eat eggs.
No, yeah, I was like full on vegan from 2002 to 2011, and then I started eating dairy here and there.
But eggs, I didn't know. Like I thought they like shook the chicken out, and that's how you get the.
You fucking squeeze it.
They're just unfertilized eggs.
Yeah,
I didn't know that till recently.
Yeah,
so.
It's a single cell.
I'm stupid.
Cell in a shell.
Stupid.
But yeah, I thought that was funny, and then I just started thinking about like shit we would do without thinking about it. Like there's another like that clothing company is like that came out during I think it was like during COVID. It was like wolves. No, I'm sorry. Lions, not sheep. And I was like super like hell yeah, brother. Like fucking, I will not comply. Like, all
Don't
those
step
bros.
on steak.
Yeah, no step on snake. But then, and then they're like, oh, we're American made, 100%. And then they found out that they were lying about that. All their gear is coming from like Indonesia or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one too. People fucking wearing that shit. It's like the No Fear and the Bad Boys Club. But I started thinking about things that people do without thinking about it. Like when like if you and I'm conscious of this, but I still do it. It's like the laughing at my own jokes. When you like if you trip on something or you hurt yourself, you go, oh, be careful. It's like, what the fuck? That does me no good now. Like, why do we do that? But then also like, why do we say bless you or gesundheit or whatever? But it's kind of it's become that, like, oh, be careful. That's kind of like saying bless you. Like, dude, I'm already fucking bleeding. Like, I don't need to be careful anymore.
Speaking of doing things without thinking, I'm still laughing about it. This happened, Thursday night at work?
Oh, you fucking ass.
Dude, I haven't laughed that hard in so freaking long. Like, my sides were hurt. I wanted to throw up. It was hurting so bad. Like, but I was laughing so much. We went to a job site. It was pretty late at night, so nobody was there. We had to open up the gate. So O'Brien got out of the truck to open the gate, and I'm driving. So usually, like, we'll pull forward, let the guy get back in the truck, and then drive. Well, without even thinking, like, I was looking at the clock because I'm like, oh, I want to get home by a certain time. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to go knock this out. I take off. And it's I mean, it's not super far, like maybe a block away, right?
Mm-hmm. Through trenches.
Yeah. To cut through, you have to walk, like, through mud and stuff. But like,
yeah, literal trenches. They were trenches already. Dirt and piles of rock, piles of mud, and fucking just trenches, holes and shit.
Yeah, well, he could have easily walked on the street.
Treacherous.
But
then that would have been like 3 blocks.
So I got like halfway. I'm like, wait, something's missing. And then I finally get to where we have to be. And I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Why did I just do that?
I was pulling the gate up and he's like, and I just went, like, just watching him drive off. And then you like, when you realize it, you kind of slowed down and you yelled something out the window, but you kept going. Like, this fucking guy. And it was just like the precursor to that was that I was driving all day. You're a passenger princess, and then we needed gas, and you didn't want to pump the gas. Like, as soon as we got to the gas pump, you pulled your seat back. Like, oh, okay, pump the gas.
No, that's not all I did. I unhooked your seatbelt.
Oh yeah, you reached over. You're like, oh, your seatbelt's already unhooked. And
you're closer to the pump.
So you're like, okay, if you pump gas, I'll drive to the next site. And I was like, okay, deal. So I thought you were getting me back for that because you had to drive to that site. I was like, this motherfucker. You were driving off. And then I was like, when I was walking through the dirt and you looked over, I was like I'm walking through the desert and shit, all Ben-Hur.
Yeah, dude. I felt bad for like 3 seconds, and then I was just dying.
Yeah, you fucking fell out of the truck laughing. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But also, it's like when you, like, if you're looking for something and you find it, oh, here it is. And you found it. Oh, you found it? Like, yeah, I just said I found it.
It's always in the last place you look. Yeah, no shit.
No, it was actually in the second place I looked. So I would have kept looking.
Well, you stop.
Is that? Oh my god!
You stop looking when it's the last place you look.
Is that why people say that?
It's always in the last place you look.
God, I'm dumb.
I don't think that's what it means, but it's like
it has to. Because why would you keep looking? Like, if you found something, that's the last place you look.
I think the meaning is like you lost $20, right? But you put it in your Field of Dreams box.
Like the place you would never think to look.
Yeah, that's what I think it means. But like the literal sense of it is like it's always I just bit my tongue.
Yeah, it's like an obvious statement.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, you're not going to keep
looking. The last place you look.
You're not going to keep looking for it. So,
my brains are blown. Just the back of my head just exploded. It's always in the last place you look. Mountain Dew and Sierra Mist are the same thing. Things I found out this year.
Welcome to Share the Conspiracy podcast.
Or like turning the radio down when you're backing up.
I asked you that too last week.
I do that though, so I can hear if I hit something.
I'm like, dude, do you need to see better? You want me to turn on the radio?
Turn on the radio so I can see better. But it is the thing is you can hear somebody go, "No man, yeah.
Yeah.
Like if we were getting too close to a car or something, or if you hit something, or like making that face when you're looking for something. Like, does that really help?
I mean, you're zoned in, dude.
Like, are you really looking for something if you don't make that face? No. Sometimes I'll consciously make that face, even if nobody's around, just to tickle myself, I guess. Just make myself laugh. Or fucking, like if somebody puts their blinker on and you speed up, so you don't do it. I don't do it, but a lot of people do. You put your blinker on and the person next to you speeds up. I used to fuck with people like, oh, I'm going to make this guy fucking drive past me and I'll put my blinker on and they just take off. But it's like, if you let somebody in front of you, you're both still moving forward. It's not like you have to stop and then fucking reverse or exit the freeway because you let somebody in. You're both still going at a pretty good pace, you know? Unless they get in front of you and just like slow down completely like a fucking asshole. But for the most part, that doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. But I want to bring up, I want to do another segment.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry, everybody.
You did this. You're supposed to find, this one's going to be called The Breakdown. We're just going to break down videos. All right, dude. Full disclosure, I was like I was kind of in a mood when I like got together all the things I wanted to do for this episode. So they're all kind of like, all like moody topics to me.
Today,
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I kind of noticed
before we started recording, I like my mood completely changed. So like, I'm gonna have to laugh for all this serious shit that I'm gonna bring up right now.
I was in here cleaning everything up, like, because I brought boxes. My plan was to cut up a bunch of boxes, put these things on, the soundproof stuff on, like with
the foam
glue,
panels.
with glue, and put those boxes, like hang those boxes on the wall. Well, the glue didn't work.
Mm-hmm. So like, oh, let's just staple them, and then the fucking stapler didn't work. So he ran down to the hardware store here in town and got another stapler. So he forgot a couple. There's a couple that are still falling, but it's only because he forgot to. Barely forgot to.
Done.
Live home improvements.
But yeah, like the whole time he was just sitting there and he's like, "You want me to get this episode done?" I'm like,
I didn't say that. You're
chill out, dude.
You're being hyperbolic.
You didn't bring anything, so I got to do this whole episode.
I gotta come up with everything to talk about. You're just gonna sit there and watch me talk. I'm gonna get nervous. No, yeah, but I was. Well, also like all week because I was like, for the breakdown, we got a video from another podcast. I hope we don't get taken down. That should be fine, right?
Yeah.
But it's just something that's been bugging. That's a thing. It's like, I guess kind of a gripe. It's just things that have been bugging me, and they've been kind of ruminating. I was like, I have a fucking outlet now, thanks to you, buddy. Like, I could just hash this out and fucking
Filling up my coffee. Hold on.
share my opinion that nobody asked for. It's like, why are opinions different when it comes from like a famous person or like a rich person? Isn't that weird? It's like that we talked about it in the first episode, like to start a successful podcast, just be famous. Mm-hmm. But whatever, you're listening now, so you care at least a little bit. So
what's the saying? Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
Everybody's got one. But you were gonna find like a little breakdown intro. You could probably do that in post, right?
Bing.
Disrespect your surroundings. So this is a segment I like to call the breakdown. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's break down these videos. That's only 2 clips from the same podcast. It's the first ever, the inaugural, the breakdown.
Cool, man. Because I don't want to be any kind of top heavy off balance, which is what the doctor in treatment said. He said, if you're any kind of depressed, are you depressed? I'm like, if I am any kind of depressed, it's because I'm top heavy and I can't balance on the skateboard how I used to, and it's very frustrating. Then I'm like eating salads in there and either staying the same or gaining weight, and I was like, that's it. Then I type in Zyprexa, Depakote, and all the other bullshit that I was on, and it all said #1 weight gaining pill. I'm like, Doc, why would you give me this? He's like, well, it's antidepressant. I'm like, but if I keep getting fatter, I'm going to be more depressed, you fucking EI head.
Yeah.
He looks good. That's it's from Steve-O's podcast. It's Bam's. That's like his first appearance, right? After like he went to rehab or something.
Yeah, he
He didn't do it that time.
Steve-O put out a podcast with him. I guess they recorded it in like June of last year, not too long ago. But this one, he was actually with Steve-O in the bus. So, yeah, it's pretty. You could say it's like one of his first appearances.
After everything, right?
Yeah.
After everything again.
Yeah.
But it's it kind of goes back to the thing that we things we do without thinking about it. There are certain terms that are like kind of overused. But I think because all right, if you guys didn't catch the first episode, I'm an alcoholic. Like I've been sober for over 10 years now. So I'm familiar with this kind of rationale or rationalizing and things like that kind of mentality. He's went to rehab for drugs and alcohol and stuff. But also another term that we overuse is depression. Like so people like if you're like him being overweight, not being able to do a kickflip isn't going to make him depressed. It's going to make him sad. But depression is a whole other thing that you sometimes have to fucking battle with medication and other things there, therapeutics and stuff. So that's kind of one of those things where it's like we fucking overuse it. The other thing is adding, like saying chocoholic, like a hall, that's from alcohol.
Yeah.
So if you want to be like correct about it, it's like chocolatic, but it doesn't sound right. Because like alcoholism it's a genetic thing. It's not like an addiction. You can become addicted to alcohol, but it's completely different. So that's coming from experience, babies. So all right, let's play the next clip. The breakdown.
What also confuses me is that treatment is supposed to get you like off drugs. So they're like, what's your issue? I'm like, well, my issue is alcohol and Adderall. I've been prescribed to that for 13 years. Okay, well, we're going to give you Vyvanse, propranolol, bipropion, like 13 different things that make you a zombie. I'm like, I'm on more drugs in here than I was on out in the street.
So that's another one. It's like got me really thinking. It really grinded my gears. No, it didn't grind my gears, but I've been thinking like the mentality to like when you're out there, as we say, like he was like getting hammered and stuff, and then he also had like a coke problem and other drug problems. Those are all things that you like. If you're too drunk, you do a bump and then you're fine again, and then you can't sleep, so you drink more, or you take other things to counteract the effect of the other drugs. And then I started realizing that's all we are, dude. It's like just like a cocktail of chemicals, because humans weren't really meant to live this long, or live this way. We haven't like really evolved to adapt to all these things yet. So it's just like you have like caffeine, and then you get addicted to caffeine, and then you don't have coffee one day and you get a headache, and then you take aspirin for your headache, or if you take Excedrin and then that has caffeine in it, and then you're wired, so you have to take like what's the sleep medication or whatever that makes people fucking flip out.
Ambien.
Yeah. Doesn't it become like a hallucinogenic or something if you don't fall asleep? That.
Yeah.
But it's just a constant, or like you fucking you have Del Taco. Oh, you have I'm sorry. You can bleep that out. You have Taco Bell, and then you have to take Pepto-Bismol or Imodium after you have the shits.
Yeah.
You have to take Gas-X, and then you become constipated. You have to take fucking Miralax or fucking what's that other shit? The
A laxative?
Metamucil or something. Yeah.
Just a laxative. Yeah.
All of it's just like, and then like taking, if you gain weight, taking antidepressants, then you have to fucking go on a diet or take fucking.
Yeah, I just looked it up.
diet pills or
My antidepressant is one of the side effects is weight gain, so that's what I'm blaming it on.
yeah, me too.
It's not the shitty eating and drinking soda and all that stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't help.
No, it doesn't at all. Fuck, I was gonna say something I totally forgot, but you were saying?
You got to do a breakdown. Yeah, so it's just the terms that are kind of overused.
Yeah,
also kind of bugged me.
That's bugged me since like the MySpace days, really, where you pull it, person's bulletin board is like, I'm depressed, and I think it, and then you open up their page, it's like, oh, I lost something.
Yeah,
It's like, you're not depressed, you're sad.
if there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
Like it would be a beautiful sunny day and you just fucking can't get out of bed.
Yeah, or take a shower in like 3 days.
Yeah,
like,
and everything sucks.
Yeah.
Even though materially on the outside, nothing sucks.
Yeah,
But just everything sucks.
been there, done
Shout
that.
out, shout out to Descendants. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. No, but also
That's my
the
line, bro. No, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's still being on this side of depression now. Actually got diagnosed with it and treated for it, kinda, and like that. I completely understand what you're saying, and I agree with you. Like, just because you're having a bad moment doesn't mean you're depressed. Like,
Yeah.
misusing terms like that.
yeah.
But that could go, I don't know. That kind of sounds like what I'm trying to think of a way to say it that I don't sound rude.
Just do it.
But like I feel like that's kind of the same thinking as like pronouns, Like, I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's well, what it boils down to is ignorance. You're telling tales out of school. You're telling stories out of school, and it's just because I didn't know that until I realized I was an alcoholic and I got help for it and stuff. I didn't realize the term because people on the outside don't realize it, and it's not ignorant in a bad way. It's just the definition of ignorance. Like people say, it's just because you don't know something. You're talking about things you don't have experience with. But now that I have experience with them, now I have these fucking opinions. Now I want to be on my fucking high horse.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, it is one of those things that I think people should. It's just it's dangerous. Like if you're talking to somebody like who has like a drinking problem and you're not in that situation, or you've never experienced that kind of situation, you're like, oh, you're good, dude. You can have one. Like, come on, I'll make sure you only have one or two, and
Yeah.
you could be putting that person and yourself in danger if you're, trying to convince an alcoholic that they can have a couple drinks here.
And that's why I stopped asking you to go out for drinks.
you knew right off the bat. But yeah, it's just ignorance. Like if for somebody to get mad because of the pronouns, you're ignorant to their pronouns, and it doesn't mean you're being a dick. You're not trying to be a dick, but yeah, so sometimes it's just like if it's gonna bother you, it's probably polite to introduce yourself with the pronoun, so you don't think the person's being a dick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even then I had a coworker who did that. Did it again. They introduced themselves with their pronouns, and I was I was trying to abide, but we were just like shooting the shit, like a couple of us, and then I said she, and I was like I felt weird, like apologizing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to make them feel bad but they corrected me, and that was fine. I was like, oh, just like my apologies. and then we just continue on with the stories.
Yeah.
But that's all it is. Just being telling tales out of school, just like talking about experiences that you don't. Because I was looking for stuff to talk about. I was listening to different podcasts, and they also said it was Joe Rogan was talking about how like in France they let kids drink early so it doesn't become like a taboo thing, and then said then you're not turning people into alcoholics, but you can somebody can become addicted to alcohol, but it's an alcoholic something that it's fucking in you, and as soon as you drink you're gonna know. I always tell my mom this too. She was always like, it's like, oh, I'm worried about your sister, like if she has like a couple glasses. She's a mom, dude, you know. And she's like, you know, they have their house, they have like fucking 8 cars, like they're successful people, and she likes to unwind sometimes, have a couple glasses of wine or whatever. And I reassured her like, but it's because I have that experience. I told her, it's like, she can't become an alcoholic. She get like dependent on it or addicted to it, but if you can fucking stop by doing yoga or whatever the fuck, you know, and just replace it with something else, and then eventually that addiction will run its course, and then you'll be fine. So sorry to get see what I mean. I was all fucking moody.
No, dude.
When I was like thinking of all this stuff like all day and all week.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm gonna call my sponsor.
I mean, I've talked to you about this before. Like, I wasn't sure when the right time to discuss it is, for me at least. But it's in the same realm as what we're talking about right now, and that, you know, I hear it often, as a, like, I'm not gonna sit here and say like I didn't call my friends, you know, the F word, you know, the gay slang term, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was young, whatever, you know, and I didn't really know the effect it had on somebody. But now that's been substituted with autism, you know, like, oh, dude, you're autistic, or you know, it's like, some of you know, some of you don't know. My daughter was diagnosed with autism at 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She showed like early signs, you know, like the eye contact, not speaking. But like, you know, hearing that, and like even if the joke is funny, like, you know, because we both listen to a lot of like comedy podcasts and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
like I hear that brought up, and like I kind of cringe a little bit. It's like you have zero idea.
Yeah.
You know, when people joke like, oh, probably on the spectrum or something, like you have no idea how hard it is. Like for me, I'm trying to not cope. What's the word I'm looking for? Not cope, not deal. Understand, kind of, I guess.
Yeah. Empathize.
Yeah, because
Adapt.
it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. You know, my daughter, dude, my daughter is like the smartest 5-year-old I've ever met.
Mm-hmm.
She was saying the alphabet in Russian yesterday.
Shut the fuck up. And then the doctor.
Yeah, you know, because all my kids were sick, so we took them all to the doctor.
A lot of doctor's visits.
Yeah, my wife took my daughter first, and then a couple days later I went with everybody. But my daughter, as soon as the doctor came in, she started singing "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star" in Mandarin.
Yeah, no, your wife had no idea, right?
Yeah, my wife was like in complete shock, and the doctor looked at my wife. He's like, "Do you guys speak Mandarin at home?" She's like, "No, I have no idea." Like, dude, she's just so freaking smart. She knows the names of every planet and the order they go in. She can count to she's been counting to 100 since she was like 3.
Just a little computer.
Yeah, but you know, still like the tantrums and stuff. It's like, I don't know, it's frustrating because she can't really express herself, you know, like how she wants to.
Yeah.
And we don't get it, so we get you know, my wife has to tell me, you know, like,
Yeah, you got to think about like how difficult it is for her. To
yeah,
be able
exactly,
to
and
express herself.
but like going back to what we were talking about, like hearing people do that, it's like I want to fight people, you know, like you have,
Yeah, that's another thing. Like another fucking bumper sticker that people are like just shirt slogans and that says like "fuck your feelings." It's like, okay, bro, you have fucking like I've sponsored people. Like I sponsored this kid, and he was like, oh, they're like part of our, you know, part of the step process. You have to put down like one of them is basically gripes.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, nothing offends me. Nothing offends me. I was like, okay. And then fucking, you know, we got to that part of the stage. It was like 8 pages of people are mad at for shit that they don't even remember saying. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it's like, okay, fucking fuck your feelings, guy. You probably get fucking triggered if somebody has a rainbow sticker. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, it's all, you can be tough guy and pretend not to empathize with anybody until it hits home.
Yeah.
You know, but everybody has that thing that hits home.
Yeah. But just so you guys know, like, sorry for bringing it down a little bit, but she's doing phenomenal. You know, like I said, she's super smart. I love her to death. Even though she kicks me out of bed, she'll tell me to.
What did she say?
She says, "Go away, daddy." I'm like, all right, you little teenager.
She's like, okay, bye.
Yeah. No, but thankfully it's not a, I don't want to say we caught it early, it's like, because,
you did.
yeah, because we found, took her in, got her evaluated at 2. We've since 2, like, the whole pandemic thing was a little difficult, but we have a therapist coming in every day. She works with her, and, she's the best, man. Like,
Dude, no, because you didn't bring it up before, but we brought up the server when we were eating together. We brought it up on an episode, but we just fucking completely
we left it there.
Glossed over.
Yeah, because like I said, I wasn't sure like when I wanted to talk about it, and this, this is, I guess, our platform. Even though
for sure
we're off topic of what we want to, use this for, but at the same time, you guys don't care, right?
Yeah, we don't have a guest. We're just kind of griping it out right now.
Yeah, but that dude, okay, so we're
waxing poetic.
Yeah, were my boys with us too?
No,
right? It was just me, you, my wife, and my daughter.
Yeah,
and dude, that fucking, she blew her brains out.
Yeah, totally blew her brains out. So she comes up to us and she just starts small talking and stuff, and then I don't know how it came up, but she mentioned that her adult son is autistic, and your wife was like, so is she? And then he started striking a conversation, and then I guess she said that that they all, like a doctor of hers said, oh, you should get an abortion because your son's gonna have spina bifida, and I have spina bifida. I was born with spina bifida, so like me and Andrew looked, or me and Beardo looked at each other. We're like, what the fuck? She's like, no, but he was just born with autism. He didn't have spina bifida. It's like, he was fine.
Yeah,
but yeah, she said she got mad at the doctor because he's like, oh, you should abort it because he's gonna have spina bifida.
Yeah, that was probably the craziest breakfast for dinner I've ever had.
Yeah, we had breakfast for dinner.
Yeah, because they were out of burgers, right?
Oh yeah, so I got pancakes.
Yeah,
they were out of the Impossible Burger. But yeah, we just looked at each other like, what the fuck? This lady is from the future.
Yeah.
But I told my mom that story, and she told me that a friend of hers said the same thing because she knew I was gonna have spina bifida, I think, and they're like, oh, like, she get it aborted, which was me. She got him aborted, and she got like mad at them or whatever. But yeah, fucking bonkers night.
Yeah, and
we're prophets.
We are, dude. This guy has been on a freaking kick like he'll text me.
I'm fucking steamrolling.
He's like, I'm a prophet, dude. I'm a prophet. Like whatever I say on the podcast or post on the podcast page, like something happens. Like, you know, he posted, well, it was on his personal page, I guess, but he posted that he was watching Dancing with Wolves.
Dances with Wolves, yeah.
Yeah, or Dances with Wolves, whatever it's called. I've never seen it.
Dancing with the Wolves, like
Yeah.
Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. And then like 2 days later, freaking, what happened? Somebody got arrested for something?
I think it was either the day or the day after. My friend sent me a post, and the post was from an hour earlier. And yeah, this cult leader or whatever had gotten arrested, and he was in Dances with Wolves. And then the Thrice album.
The Thrice album, yeah.
I made the joke about some people just want Thrice to re-release Artists in the Ambulance, or, you know, a different version of Artists in the Ambulance 5 times, like putting out the same record like NoFX does. But
Jeez.
and then they did.
Yeah.
They re-recorded everything.
The entire record, they re-recorded it. They put it out like a couple nights ago. I screenshotted it and sent it to him. I didn't even like register that you had said that. I just sent it like, hey, dude, this is pretty fucking cool. They re-recorded everything. And you're like, what the fuck? And then I like remembered. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. And what was the other thing? Oh, and then when we had Gil on and we were driving, and then there was that Prius with the big ass sticker that said running late.
Yeah.
And then the jets. There were these fucking jets flying. I woke them up. We were driving back from Bakersfield. I was like, dude, check this out. What the fuck? And there was a bunch of jets. It looked like a big, long jet with a bunch of exhausts. But then it broke up into like maybe 4 or 5 different ones. And they were flying and like dropping smoke, I guess. Chemtrails, bro.
Yeah.
Google chemtrails. No, but they were like doing smoke or whatever, and like running drills and stuff, flying in formation. It was fucking crazy to see.
They're trying to disrupt the radar on the China balloon.
But it looked just like when we saw the footage of the spy balloon getting shot down.
Chinese
It looked
spy
just like, and then the we're talking about AI heavy last episode.
Oh, yeah.
And then we put on the new Joe Rogan podcast, and he started.
It's all
he
AI
was,
and
yeah,
shit.
it was with What's his name?
Lex Friedman.
Yeah, and they were just talking about AI.
Oh, that's what I forgot to do. Well, I didn't have a computer to do it, really.
What?
Because
People.
we'll save it for next episode. I'll tell you after.
It's like, I don't want to do this anymore. What if I start having really bad thoughts? Bad things are going to happen to good people.
It's like that's your death note right there, your death note book. Whatever you write down. It's like,
This is the book of the dead.
shout out to
Dead Sea
Death Note, dude. Have you seen that?
No.
Dude,
I know what you're talking about.
everybody gave the movie flack. Like, oh, it's not that good. I enjoyed it.
Nice. You actually watched it?
Yeah,
Nice.
on Netflix. And then I started watching the anime, and I mean, it's totally different. It's like really cool. The anime is really good. Like, I could see why people were talking shit about the movie, but I enjoyed both.
Nice.
Like, I tend to do that a lot, where I'll like movies that people talk shit on a lot.
Yeah, I noticed also horror movies. I hate that word. Horror, not whore, not hua.
Hula.
Horror movies always get really shitty reviews on. So if you find a like a horror movie that has like 80% or higher, I was gonna say it's probably really good. But they usually suck.
Yeah.
They're usually not that scary.
Dude, you know what's funny? I hated horror movies, dude. Like, I could not watch them. The last, like, one...
Shut the fuck up. Really? You're one of them?
The last movie I remember going to see in a theater that was, like, a scary movie was probably The Grudge.
Even in theaters?
In theaters.
Surrounded by people?
Like, I saw it with my mom, and I remember just watching it like this. Like, for those just listening, like, you know how you put your hands over
watching it through your
yeah,
fingers.
you're watching it through your fingers, basically. Like, you're doing the Star Trek fingers, and you
Yeah, one little peeper so you can shut it.
yeah. So like that's how I would watch scary movies. But after having my first kid, dude, it was so bad where like if I had to go throw out the trash, like I had to make sure the lights were on outside. Like I don't know if I was like scared of the dark or what, but
Fear of the dark.
yeah, but like I would run to throw out like when I was younger. When I was younger, I would like how like they show in movies where kids run
When you-
down the basement and run, or you
when
flip
he
the
turns-
light.
Yeah, when you're turning the light off to go to bed.
Yeah, and it's like the demon's like, damn, I missed him. He ran.
Shit.
But dude, after having my first kid, it's like nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing scares me. I'm not gonna.
You're gonna get a no fear shirt?
Oh, I could walk outside without turning on all the lights.
No
Dude.
fear, dude.
No
Certified. Verified. You get like a no fear shirt with the blue check mark next to it.
Yeah. Oh,
That's our next
fuck.
sticker, and then underneath show the backlight. Yeah, verified no fear stickers.
Yeah, but now it's like
It's just like a silhouette of somebody running from the trash can.
now, dude, like I could watch any horror movie. You know what I think it was? So, growing up, I was probably like 9 or 10, and I lived with my mom, and my grandparents' house was like on the same street, just like 3 blocks down. So I was always over there. We were watching movies, whatever, hang out with my cousins and stuff because they lived there too. One night we decided, like none of us have seen The Exorcist. Let's watch The Exorcist.
Oh,
It was
shit.
like, all right, but I gotta go home, pretty soon before it gets dark. So we start the movie at like 3:00, and as soon as I walk outside, it's like pitch black.
Oh, you watched it in the winter?
Yeah, it had to be. And I had to walk home by myself. So I'm pretty sure I sprinted home like half of that walk. Like, nope.
Pussy.
But that's probably where I was gonna say that's probably where my fear comes from. I'm like, no, that's not it. I used to be scared of what's the unicorn for what's a movie production company that has a unicorn?
Oh, TriStar?
Yeah. When it would come out, I used to be afraid of that.
It is kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Because it's just like an abyss, and then this fucking slow motion. It's a Pegasus, right?
Yeah.
It says the wings and the horn.
Yeah. Dude. And then, so that freaked me out. The leprechaun used to freak me out.
It's like some kind of fucking weird fever dream nightmare.
Yeah. Dude, imagine the leprechaun riding the Pegasus.
To Mars.
And then, so, all right, it was the Pegasus for sure that triggered a lot of trauma for me. The leprechaun movies triggered a lot of trauma. And then I think what
Chucky?
yes. But wait. We were having a party at my house. And I was young. Like super young. Younger than, I was probably like 4 or 5 maybe.
So like first memories.
Yeah. When did Chucky come out?
Probably like 92, 93.
So it can you look it up? Oh, your phones. Anyways, so Chuck, it had to have just came out like fairly recently. That's how like young I was. For some reason, we had a Chucky doll.
What? Really?
Yeah,
It's probably worth a lot of money now.
that thing's long gone. So we're I don't even. There was a bunch of kids there. It's like kids I don't remember. Probably just like family friends.
Mm-hmm.
And like everybody it was an adult party, and like the kids were just being kids and stuff. And the Chucky doll, like they were passing around the Chucky doll. That's how I know it just came out, because everybody's like, "Oh shit, look at this is cool." So all the kids, including me, like basically jumped Chucky. Like we all had like bats and just smashing Chucky. Like
That's why the doll's long gone. Just fucked them up.
yeah, but one of the adults walked by with ketchup. And like very sneakily like squirted it onto Chucky's face.
Oh, like to make you guys think you made him bleed?
Dude, we scattered like cockroaches screaming. And
That's fucking
like
genius.
that's like buried deep into my head. Like just
deep-seated,
remember seeing that. I'm like,
burned in there.
fuck, dude. Be like 5 years old. Oh,
Yeah.
But now that I got kids, dude, I'm a protector now, No fear.
Yeah, no fear.
Don't step on my snakes.
That was I remember even early on, that was my biggest fear about having kids. It's like I would have to be the adult. Like if there's a noise, like even now, like owning a house, like if there's a noise outside, I have to go check. I have to do like walking, like, trying to not make noise walking down the stairs. Like that's my job now.
Yeah.
And it's fucking terrifying. It's like, shut the fuck up, I'm scared too. You can't say that. You gotta be like, no, it's gonna be fine, sweetie.
Dude, you know what freaks me out the most? We have like blink cameras, right? Outdoor blink cameras. Like, so if we get a notification at like 3:00 in the morning or something, I'm like, I'm not checking it. You check it.
You don't want to see the smoky figure.
Yeah, fuck that, dude.
Standing
I
outside
guess
your
I'm.
door.
I don't know if I believe in ghosts, but like if I ever ran into one, it will freak me the fuck out, dude.
But I think it's I started watching The Last of Us. Like that too. Did you start it?
Yeah.
In the beginning when all this shit
Spoilers.
happens. Okay, if you guys haven't watched it or played the game, I guess tune out. Just come back in like 30 seconds. But in the beginning, how he's like, he's got to get the kid out of there, and the brother and stuff, like that's the kind of shit where it's like, that's your fucking job, bud.
Yeah.
Like, like fucking sack up. Like you got to do this. But I've realized anyway, like there are situations where you think about them later and you're like, I don't know how the fuck I got through that. I don't know how I fucking survived that. Or I mean, when you're actually in it, it's kind of different. 'Cause you're
The adrenaline.
I mean, yeah, exactly. But it depends what kind of person you are,
Yeah.
fight or flight or whatever. But I've noticed like I've been through things where I'm like, okay, this is the situation, and just gonna have to power through and get through it. But then after you're like, what the fuck, dude? Like, how am I alive?
Yeah.
Like, how did I get through that? It's just like the brain's a fucking gnarly. That's why also. Can I park here for a minute? People are always like, oh, if we're in a fucking war today, these kids at Gen Z will fucking, they'll be out there doing TikTok videos. Dude, the fucking, in World War II, those fucking kids were like running around with fucking sticks and wheels and shit, fucking eating penny whistles and fucking gumdrops and shit. They fucking went to boot camp, and then they fucking, though, it was just basic, like, Darwinism, the ones that survived the fucking the first like beachfront wars and stuff, those were the stronger ones, and then they get hardened that way. Just the human psyche, and the human body is capable of fucking adapting to so many things.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, right now we don't have a conflict like that to harden people up, but they fucking will, if push comes to shove. The human is just gonna fucking adapt.
Dude, have you seen that? It's a video. I think I've shown it to you. I don't know. But I like every day I see it on Reddit, like on Damn That's Interesting r/Damn That's in. It's like a World War II soldier, and they show him his hat, and like I've never seen shell shock like that, dude. That was like fucking insane. Like he starts freaking out, like PTSD just from seeing
he had a flashback.
Just from seeing his hat, like he's covering his ears, like he wants nothing to do with it. Like fuck, that's crazy. But now, like if we were to go to war or anything like that, like the kids today, like playing video games and stuff,
It'd be fucking brutal.
like
they're all desensitized and shit.
Like yeah, dude.
They would just have to learn like verbal communication, and that's basically it.
No,
would you say yeah, dude?
Yeah. I didn't say it all last episode. I dropped one. I'm trying to get better, folks. No, but dude, playing video games, like my comms have gotten so much better. Like.
Oh yeah, when you're playing with groups.
Yeah, like your communication is key.
Yeah, comms are crucial.
I'm gonna start putting that on my like resumes and stuff. Like, God forbid, I need to
Great
find.
comms.
Yeah, great communication. Like,
Natural leader.
yeah, exactly, dude. And like,
Yeah, that is true. When you're playing with people.
and then strategy. Like, oh, you take this flank. It's like, all right, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, just cover me here and
Checking the mini map.
yeah,
Yups.
yips.
What were we talking about before I parked for a minute?
I don't remember.
Adapting. Oh yeah, like being the person. Like when 2020 happened. Like, how do I say this? That was one of those moments too where I was like, okay, like I gotta go out and keep working and get food and go to the grocery store.
I gotta harvest.
And do all those things, I was luckily I cook and bake and stuff, so it was like that wasn't a problem. I just get the the staples, and be able to make.
Can I park here for a second?
Go for it.
Just 1 second. You said you're gonna bake me sourdough bread,
Oh yeah, I haven't even baked myself sourdough bread.
and it's been
1 week since you looked at me.
It's been longer than a week. You started what, September, right?
Yeah,
October, November, December,
I haven't
January.
even made myself, but I've baked bread.
Yeah,
And
dude,
made you peanut butter jelly sandwiches.
and that bread was fucking delicious. Okay, I'm gonna
It's just
drive
not
away
sourdough.
now.
It fucking leave me standing at the gate. Fucking prick.
Yeah,
What else you got?
no. Well, what were you saying? You had to go out and
Oh yeah, that was just one of those situations where now looking back and I was like, fuck, how do we fucking how do I do? But it's like when you're in there, it's just like, But we talked about this too. I was fucking doom scrolling the whole thing. It's like, all right, I'm just gonna fucking keep going until my lungs fill up with liquid. And I fucking drop dead. Like, just gonna go get.
and then
get
me
groceries
on the
and
opposite
stuff.
side is like, like
You're like, nah, I'm just gonna put my phone down.
yeah, I'm just gonna, because I was streaming at the time too. I'm like, I'm just gonna stream. Like, oh, everybody's home. I should have really good numbers. And
You ever talking about how I would feel bad for the people at Starbucks because I would still stop in like at 4 a.m. because I was driving out to the bakery it was still a long drive from Ontario to Culver City, but I was living in Ontario at the time. And then going to the first place I went to for food was Baker's. And I'm like, fuck, these poor kids are still working the drive through and this and that. And then I was like, wait, I'm buying this on my way to work. Like, I still felt bad, but I was like, why do I feel bad? It's like, oh, we're here risking our lives so you can get your fucking latte. I was like, I'm risking my life so people can get fucking gluten-free bread. So rich people can get gluten-free bread in Culver City.
yeah, dude, we talked about that for, I want to say, a couple of hours the other day.
Yeah.
Just like reflecting on how we survived.
Yeah.
Not because we caught the virus or something. It's just like day to day, like, what did you do?
Mm-hmm.
For me, I had my daughter was still a little baby.
Yeah.
So that was my full-time job. I was a stay-at-home dad and streamer at night.
Mm-hmm.
I was a webcam boy. Selling feet pics.
Feetfinder.com.
Yeah. No, but
Take your requests.
yeah, you mentioned doom scrolling. I'm like, nah, dude, I'm not gonna watch that. I'm a hypo. What is it?
Hypochondriac?
Yeah, I'm a hypochondriac. I'm gonna catch it, and
I was all over it, dude. It was like, yeah, it was one of those things like the anxiety of reading all that, like kind of made me like short of breath and stuff. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die. And it got like one of those humidifiers. It cleared right up. Like, okay, just got to chill. Just got to relax.
dude. So all right. So on the way up here, I was listening to another iceberg, like I do.
Billy's obsessed with iceberg conspiracy theories.
Well, this one was on the Mandela effect.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Like different Mandela effects. And I didn't know it originate, like the term Mandela effect originated because people were saying Nelson Mandela died in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like there was news reports that it happened and this and that, but He didn't die till he was 95 in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
So it got me thinking, because we were talking about 2020 and stuff, and I asked you, I'm like, do you remember like watching the news, and they kept reporting that people were just standing still and then falling?
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I
That
don't
was a
remember
Mandela
that. I'm like,
effect.
did I?
Did you Mandela affect it?
Yeah, did I like just
There
think,
were like early on, there were so many fucking different clips, and then you read the comments. They're like, "Dude, this is from a movie in the '80s. Like,
Yeah.
this is from this. This is from that. This is from a different conflict." I remember like Food's Gone Wild. They posted a bunch of tanks rolling up the street, and they're like, "Dick, this is from whatever."
Yeah.
Like,
no, but it was on the, like, I could understand if I'm on like Reddit or YouTubers, but like they were showing it on the news and stuff, and like when I first started watching the news, I'm like, are we allowed to go outside or not? Like, but
that must the collapsing thing must have been happening, because I remember there were when I was at work, there were ambulances nonstop.
yeah,
Like just constantly up and down our street, 'cause we worked off of we're up right off of Washington. It's like a main artery in Culver City, and even in Ontario there were fucking ambulances like all hours of the night at different homes and stuff. So I mean, yeah, that's what I heard. Like people were watching, but I never saw that video.
yeah.
It was like,
Well,
oh
it was a
my God.
bunch of like different videos, out there in Asia and stuff.
The other thing we're talking about is the fucking Netflix, like the top watch or whatever.
Yeah.
People were watching Contagion and shit, and
Yeah.
that the next outbreak, fucking your coffee, that outbreak
It's ice coffee, don't
documentary and the movie Outbreak. I was like, what the fuck, fucking masochist?
Oh
Like,
no,
what?
I got it in my beard, dude. My beard's gonna start to curl up again.
It's getting all sweet, dude. I can't eat fucking pancakes or cereal without getting milk or syrup in my beard. You have the same thing?
Yeah, I gotta trim my mustache.
And I started thinking like, so I've just been getting syrup and milk on my shirt. Like whenever I don't have a beard, like where does it go when I don't have a beard? It just like rolls down my chin, and I'm like, that sounds so dirty. I digress.
No, yeah, we did talk about what
Don't make that a clip. It just rolls down my chest into my chest there.
So I asked O'Brien if I looked different this morning. Like, do I look any different? And then I'm like stroking my face. He's like, no. I'm like, I straightened my beard today.
I could never. It bothers me.
Because my wife sent me like this comb. Like it's a straightener, but it's a comb for your beard.
It just like heats it up.
Yeah, so I tried it this morning and I'm like, oh, I look pretty handsome.
But it's
I don't look like a bum.
It's so crazy. I've seen like some guys they'll straighten their just like completely straight.
Yeah.
And it just looks so weird to me.
Well, I put
It's like
yeah.
it's like having long straight hair, but coming out of your face.
Well, that's how it was before, but I put like beard balm in it, so that kind of like soaked up and bunch of butt.
Made it look more like a beard.
Yeah. Shout out to Zeus, dude. Zeus products. We got to get a sponsorship. Dude, speaking of sponsorship, hey, Manscaped. We're two bearded dudes, and I heard you have a new beard trimmer out. So if you want to like kick us down some
Collab.
I'm just kidding.
I'll
I don't think it works that way,
I'll shave my beard for an ad.
dude.
I do it anyway. Like yeah, every few months I'll just fucking cut it all off.
I
Grow a new
remember.
one.
Do you remember? Like, I know you're not like into sports. Well, not. Not.
I'm into one sport.
Yeah, other sports. You didn't let me finish. You're not into sports other than hockey, but it was like you couldn't get around it. Do you remember like Fear the Beard? He was a pitcher.
Yeah.
Dude, I think it was Gillette. They offered him $1 million to shave his beard, and he said no.
What an idiot. It's fucking hair.
And then, do you remember Epic Mealtime?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. He shaved it and he
shaved-
fucking looked weird, huh?
Yeah, he
And then Rhett from Rhett and Link shaved his beard too. And he looked fucking, he was like no chin. He was like hiding his no chin with a beard.
But yeah, they offered Brian. His name was Brian Wilson. They offered him $1 million and said no. Good for you, dude. But yeah, Manscaped. I mean,
I mean, like if you have a beard like that and like in 3 months, it's full again
Yeah.
for $1 million. Like just having an itchy face for a couple months.
If I shave my beard, I'm gonna have to go by Andrew for a couple episodes.
Yeah. Facely.
Damn it.
Dude, you know what else I was thinking about when I have a friend that works like professionally in podcasts, and she's like, it's really good, like what we were doing. She's like, listen to a couple episodes. She's like, it's a little vampy here and there. I was like, vampy, what is that? It's like we're trying to like fill time. We're like, trying to find different things to talk about. I was like, it's just because we want to hang out more. We don't want to go back to our lives. No, but I was thinking about music now to me, and it's just one of those things, like, because if you're like fucking growing up really ruined music for me. Like, hear me out. Like now that like I'm also on antidepressants and stuff, and have worked a program and have been sober, but you listen to songs and stuff, and in the songs in my head, I'm like, oh, you just tell your doctor. They're talking about like being sad and shit, and the struggle of that. But like now that I'm on the other side, like you said, when you're on the other side, and there are solutions to these things, and songs about like drinking and not being able to stop, and the chaos that it causes and all this stuff is like, oh, that's an easy fix. Like, let me fucking, I'm gonna email Bright Eyes right now. Hey, Connor. Like all those things, like there are therapists and medicine for it now. But now it's like, but like, what are they gonna do with the songs? Like, how are we gonna keep? You can't fix every problem because then we won't have songs.
Nope.
We'll have sad songs. They've got to be about like real experiences. I guess you could like retroactively write a song about how you felt when you were still like in the shit.
Yeah. I had a buddy, Tommy, like, my buddy Tom, he, me and my wife found out we were pregnant, or no, I wasn't pregnant. I was just eating like I was pregnant. But, and then like a week later, he found out that his girlfriend's pregnant. So our kids are like legit like a week apart.
Nice.
And he told me this one thing. I'll never forget it. He's like, oh, dude, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I could ever have a daughter. Like, I'm glad I have a son. He's like, because if he gets depressed, like, I don't have to hear about it. He's just going to write a really sad song about it. I'm like, fuck.
He's just going to hurt those around him.
It's just with his words and his songs. I was like, oh, man, that's true.
But you get what I'm saying, though?
No, I get what you're saying.
It's like, I listen to a song and I'm like, this guy needs to fucking call his therapist. And it's almost like when you start playing music and you start learning how to play instruments. We talked about it before. Is like listening to music for a while for me was ruined because I would visualize the drums and I couldn't turn it off. I would just visualize the drummer and what they're playing and stuff.
Yeah.
And then, little by little that kind of went away, but now it's the same thing when I hear these lyrics and stuff and I'm singing along. I'm like, pretty easy solution for this, buddy.
Yeah.
And he did 4 albums of this. Holy shit. He's been playing for 20 years and still the same thing.
Well, you talked about like visualize. Dude, there's one thing I've been doing, and I've done it for years, but I kind of put it behind me when I stopped playing music, really. But now it's like coming back because we're constantly talking about music and other shit on like podcasts, whatever. But like, it's like, oh, did you know that this piece is in here? So now I find myself, and I'm like, I always have to try to explain it. Like, dude, do you get what I'm talking? Like, I'm swimming through the parts, searching for one little piece. Like,
yeah,
like okay, now it's guitar, so swim away from that. That's guitar, swim away. Like, oh, there's a bass line. Okay,
yeah, to try to like hear the bass line through the drums and the cymbals, and the guitar and the vocals.
But like that's the only way I could explain it. It's like just swimming through the music, trying to find that piece of music.
Yeah,
and it gives me a headache, dude. Like I hate that I do
Then you have
that.
to take aspirin, and then the cycle begins again.
Take Excedrin and then Ambien.
That's so stupid. That's probably never happened. Oh, I took an Excedrin. That's like, but then when you're kind of like on drugs, you gotta make excuses like that. Like, oh, I took an Excedrin, so I gotta chug this fucking bottle of Jack Daniels right now, and then do a line of Coke so I can drive home. But another thing is that like,
Excuse me.
sorry, like Metallica. But when I was a kid, I was thinking like, why are their songs still like heavy and angry? They have millions of dollars. What the fuck are you still like angsty about? And it's just after a while, it just becomes business. Like fucking everybody wants to hear Artist in the Ambulance fucking release over and over. But that's why I kind of respect a band like Thrice so much, is they've always changed, because their lives have changed. They've grown. But a band putting out the same albums, you know, if they've had kids and all this stuff, and they're still putting out shit that they did when they were 20, it's kind of like,
It's like
call your therapist. It's like, what are you mad about now?
It's like
Like you have to find things to be mad about so you can write heavy shit.
but what about the bands that write like teenage love songs still?
Yeah. See, they're like 40 years old.
Blink.
Even singing them would be fucking. I know you're like, that's showbiz, baby.
Yeah.
Give them the old razzle dazzle, because there are new kids listening to it, so you're singing them for them. But then when it's also kind of weird, they're like, wait, how old are these guys? Like, how am I supposed to relate to these guys? But we did the same thing. We were listening to fucking Black Sabbath and shit when we were 13, and I was like, you know, I guess they were still around, but you know, we were listening to fucking albums that were released 30 years before we listened to them. But we didn't have the internet back then.
No.
You're like, what does Ozzy look like? Like we only knew from the cover of Paranoid or whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking
Dude,
Ozman cometh.
it's like listening to like the Eagles. Now that I know what like Life in the Fast Lane is about, it's like, oh shit. I remember rocking out to that song at Rio's Pizza, and
We always sing that too.
life in the, driving fast in the slow lane.
Yeah. So or when we have the trailer on, we have to stay on the right side and drive under 55. Life in the slow lane.
Yeah, adds like 3 hours to our commute.
But then we get to vamp about shit.
Yeah.
Or you put on a really long podcast and fall asleep instantly. No, but that's why.
And then I wake up, I'm like, was it good?
That's why I like listen to Joe Rogan now, because you'll put on a Joe Rogan. I never listened to Joe Rogan before, and then you'll put it on. Also, like now that I listen to him, it's like I realize like he gets a lot of shit for no reason. He has guests on and he just agrees with them.
Yeah, I mean,
Like he really just doesn't input too much. But people come down on him because they're his guests.
that's showbiz, baby.
That's showbiz, baby. Give him the old razzle dazzle. Speaking of razzle dazzle, please give us the old razzle dazzle and like and subscribe.
Hey,
I did it.
That was a good one.
On youtube.com/ share the backline. I did it.
Yeah, good job, dude.
And we did get some more followers on Instagram.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't know.
guys.
It probably wasn't because of our call to action on the last episode. But yeah, we did get some.
Yeah, in case you guys didn't know, we put out an episode last week too, but like didn't promote it at all.
Yeah.
I guess there was a Instagram post, but that was about it.
Yeah, my friend that saw it is because I put it on my thing, and she was like, "You don't share this enough." I had no idea you were doing a podcast. She's like, "You have like 800 people looking at your shit like on a regular basis. Like capitalize on it." I was like, come work for us." She's like, "What do you want me to do?" I was like, "Tell us what we're doing wrong."
Yeah, we're still looking for the person in the chair. Dude, that was another thing I wanted to talk about, but we're whatever. I fell in. So back to my icebergs. Like one of them was like the deepest rabbit holes you could fall into. One of them should be like gear, like either music. Well, mainly music gear. Because
did I Nelson Mandela affect this, or did you start talking about this like 10 minutes ago and then we just fucking veered off?
no.
You brought it up, right?
Yeah.
my bad, dude.
Well, no.
Dude, you were talking about the iceberg, and then we just started talking about
Yeah.
some random
Well,
shit.
I Mandela affected the people collapsing.
You Mandela affected me right now.
I don't think that's how it works, but okay. But no,
Don't Mandela affect me, man. I know your tricks.
don't kink shame me, bro.
Yeah,
Mandela
sorry, go
affecting is one of my kinks. No, but dude, one of the things that should have been on that iceberg is like deep rabbit hole is like looking at gear, because I spent like 3 hours just researching 2 pieces of gear,
Jesus.
and then I'm like, oh, this will work with this. This will work with this. This will work with this. How does this work? You know, it's like,
It's too much, dude. When we went to Micro Center, you're like, look at all this stuff. I'm like, it was like overwhelming. It's like there has to be like the top tier stuff or like industry standard stuff, and you just go with that. And
well, that's why you got like Best Buy and Target and all that stuff, because you have
that's
that
what
top.
they carry.
Yeah, but you got to get those deep cuts, bro. You got to get those B-sides, like the shit nobody's ever heard about, you know?
But then it's like you try to return it, you get boiler room, the fucking company doesn't exist anymore.
No, not like that. Like, because I did buy a new CPU, but I was able to return it because you fixed mine. So
With my peepers.
I'm like, dude, how good you got good eyes, right? Dude, I need to go to the optometrist.
Excellent eyesight. Remember that tiny spider I saw on the street?
Do you remember the spider that fucking crawled on you in Micro Center?
Yeah.
That was insane.
Yeah, I sent you pictures. I was in the office and it's like dark gray carpet. And then I looked down right where I was standing in front of the shelf where I was working. I looked down and I see this little speck, and it was a little jumping spider. And I sent you the picture from where like my perspective, and then zoomed in and you could see him like looking up.
Please don't step on me.
And then it was funny because that morning my friend sent me a video because I'm fucking up everybody's algo. Everybody's getting jumping spider shit now.
Nice.
Videos on their Instagram. So my friend sends me this video of jumping spiders. I find one in that morning, and then we walk into Micro Center and I see something like just slowly falling in front of my face, and it lands on my sweater, and it's another fucking jumping spider. And I had that one because I don't want to leave her in the car. I had that one in the little container. And then the other one was jumping around my hand. I was like, dude, I fucking handed you the keys. I was like, go get another container. And I had it strapped in the little child seat on the cart. So then after I had 2.
Yeah, we had just got out of work. So I don't know. Maybe it was attracted to you because you were still wearing your work sweater.
The yellow?
Yeah.
Dude, fucking bees follow me around all the time when I'm wearing that thing.
You gotta take. Well, we're out of work. Do you gotta take it off?
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, dude, that was insane. You're like, dude, go get another container. The thing just fell on me.
You're not gonna believe this. It was as we were walking through the entrance.
Yeah, dude, I love it. Took the kids to Micro Center the other day.
Nice.
And then my daughter, she insisted on carrying around a roll of pink filament for a 3D printer. Like, it's pink. I need it. She's
Yeah.
like, so right now, I actually I'm printing out like her new favorite thing, and I don't know why. Well, I know why. It's like animals and stuff. But her new favorite thing right now is she has a Minecraft pig.
Nice.
I think because it's pink and it's an animal, it's a pig, and it's pretty big. Like we saw it at Best Buy, and she fell in love with it.
Sick.
So I ended up buying the pink filament. So right now I'm printing out like a bunch of like a pig family basically. So it's like it's gonna have the papa pig and the mama pig, and then 2 little twins, and then I scaled one up a little bit bigger. That's gonna be like her and stuff. So
Dude, those are fucking dope. Like, I would be bummed out if you actually sell it. If you get a buyer for it. You're trying to sell it.
yeah, I'm
The
trying
3D printer. It's such a cool concept to me.
No, I think I might take it down just because like I'm like, I'm gonna buy this filament, but I'm gonna sell my printer. Like, just giving $20 away. It's like, nah.
It's like, I'll sell it after I run out of this filament.
Yeah.
It just keeps going.
But I was on last night. I was like just looking up stuff, and I'm gonna print a bunch of different things. I was trying to look at like stuff that we need for here, but like we're kind of running out of room.
Yeah. We should print little bobbleheads of ourselves.
I don't know. I don't know how to do all that, dude.
Oh,
Like if anybody knows how to like 3D what am I trying to say? Like scan stuff? Like let me know. And that way, because I know I could do it with my phone. I think I could do it with my iPad too. The iPad Pro. I think you can like 3D
Really?
scan stuff. Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
And like you know, because I don't know CAD or anything. Like when it comes to like designing something, like I could give you an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I can give you an idea for sure, but have me draw it. I'm like, no, never in a million years.
Yeah. Then we have Fiverr.
Yeah. Like the logo, I think I kind of came up with the concept and you're like, oh yeah, do this, you know, but I tried drawing it out and I'm like, it's probably going to look better once we have it sent up, but yeah. All right, dude, you got anything else?
No. Just I'm excited to go play some Pokemon Go.
Oh yeah, it's community day. You've been chomping at the bit. Did you finish this episode?
Do you know it's champing at the bit?
Is it champion at the bit?
Yeah.
Don't man down
It
affect me.
I'm being serious. I'm being genuine. It's champing at the bit,
Really?
but it sounds weird.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, it's chomping, dude.
Chomping at the bit.
Chomping it. Chomping.
Yeah, I don't know why. Google it.
You Google it.
But yeah, follow us on Instagram. Instagram is just at Share the Backline.
Yeah. And Twitter is, we got Twitter followers.
Oh, nice. I have not looked at.
We have like
Twitter
3.
once.
Yeah, I haven't either. I don't think we've posted anything on Twitter.
Follow me on Twitter too. It's pretty funny stuff. It's Calvin _pissing.
Really?
Yeah. Like the Calvin pissing
Yeah.
bumper sticker.
That's another sticker.
Calvin pissing and Share the Backline.
No.
Oh yeah, it's another.
On Taco Bell, dude.
Yeah. Oh, boom.
With a
There
Del
it
Taco
is.
shirt.
You just gave him the old Razzle Dazzle. And that's showbiz, baby.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening and hanging out with us. I hope you're having a great morning, great afternoon, great evening.
Yeah, have one of those.
All right, we'll see you next week. Peace.